Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor. Let's talk about why you continually get hurt by people. Unfortunately, being a nice person does not guarantee that people will be nice to you. And until we understand why people hurt you, you will continue to get hurt. Sure, it seems logical that being nice means we should receive kindness in return, right? We have received this subtle suggestion in many ways in our society and in our childhood. For those of us who grew up in religion, we were told to be meek and mild and humble, be selfless, and put ourselves last. Society in general just tells us to be polite and be considerate, be accommodating, don't rock the boat. Especially when we're children, we're taught to be seen and not heard, or else we might actually upset someone. And that, of course, sends us the subtle message that it's not okay to be assertive or to have boundaries, and that we are responsible for how other people feel. But our good behavior was not enough. And yet we still had to keep it up to keep everyone happy. Women, especially in our culture today, are taught to be compliant, and men are told that emotions or vulnerability is somehow a bad thing. Even social media drives us to be liked, right? To show up in a good way. Heaven forbid you get canceled, right? Movies, TV shows, and books depict characters who are rewarded for their selflessness through love and appreciation. And this creates that expectation that being nice will lead to a happy and fulfilling life. So it would make sense that we would believe this to be true. It seems logical. It seems to make sense. But unfortunately, it's not the way it works. Being nice in hopes of receiving kindness is kind of like offering someone else your umbrella while it's raining, while you stand in the downpour and hope that they're going to offer you shelter in return. You can see how that doesn't quite make sense. In some cases, our being overly nice can be driven by the need to people please. We have to keep people happy. It can be driven by this fear of making them unhappy. Somewhere along the lines, we learned that we should make other people happy. Sometimes it can be driven by a lack of boundaries. When we should enforce them, we don't. And that causes us to look at people as if they are the problem instead of our behavior as maybe driving it, right? Typically, most of this is driven by unhealed wounds and trauma. And like a shark that can smell blood in the water, people can smell your weakness a mile away, even if they don't realize it. Unhealed wounds that cause you to feel compelled to be overly nice or overly accommodating can be a result of low self-esteem and a fear of upsetting others, or a fear of being rejected, or a fear of getting hurt for not showing up the way others want you to. It's kind of like having a crack in your armor when you're going into battle. I don't want to set the scene and there suggest that social engagement is like battle, but in this day and age, sometimes it can seem that way. And unfortunately, when you have a crack in your armor, your opponent can see it. They can see your weakness a mile away, even when you can't see it. At a very subtle level, you teach people how to treat you by the way you feel inside and the way you feel about yourself, as well as the way your nervous system responds while you're in social engagement. So let's take a step back and look at, what do we really want? What we want is happiness. We want love and respect and appreciation, safety. We want connection with others. And yet that seems to be the very thing that hurts us. So how do we achieve that? I have 5 steps for you today. The first step is just acknowledging that the way you are doing things is not working. If we continue to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, that is the definition of insanity. So we have to recognize that what we're doing is not working and that there is a need for a change. That's easy, right? Step number 1, done. Step number 2 is dig into why you do what you do. What is really driving you? Why do you fear showing up the way you truly want to? Why do you feel the need to be nice and not rock the boat? Why do you worry about or fear upsetting others? What is the worst possible case scenario that hides in your subconscious brain? Remember, below consciousness. Keep asking these why questions until you get to the real reason of why you fear not being nice all the time. And keep going down until you feel like you've found the root cause. Typically, it will have a significant emotion attached to it. Depending on your method of receiving intuition, I'm a feeler. So I would feel that in my body. When I hit the bottom, I'd go, that's why I do what I do. Look for that reason because it'll be specific to you and your experiences. That's why these blocks are so difficult and sneaky and hard to find, is because they're different for everyone. And sometimes they even are illogical. We wouldn't really make that connection with our logic brain. It's because it's not in our logical brain. It's in our subconscious, in our limbic system, if you will. And while there are some common reasons why we do what we do, me telling you all of the different ways I've seen it show up in therapy is not actually going to help you. It will not set you free until you find your own flavor and your own reason for doing this. And I say flavor of trauma, flavor of limiting beliefs, right? You will not be set free until you uncover your reason for yourself, right? The third step is to ask for help. Trying to heal a subconscious belief or wound, which means below your consciousness, is like trying to build a house with only a hammer. You might make it a little far, you might make some progress, but without the right tools, you won't be able to achieve your goal. We need that mirror of the other to help us see these blocks. They live in our blind spots. Next, we want to leverage the natural healing abilities of the body. Use somatic healing therapies like trauma spotting. The body keeps the score. These beliefs live in your body, in your nervous system. Your body is the key to exiting this painful cycle of being hurt by others. This is how we finally attract the right people who will love us fully. And if you want to know more about trauma spotting, be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, all the things. Hit the icon for notifications so that you get the next video, because I talk about this all the time. Only you can discover what is hiding in your blind spots, but you need help to do it. So if you need help, book a discovery call today. There's a link in the description. I will also link another video at the end for you, telling you more about somatic healing therapies and trauma spotting. So once you've stepped into the healing, you've acknowledged that you want to change, you've acknowledged that there's some deeper reason why we do what we do that is likely connected to some experience in childhood. Then you reach out for help and you ask someone to help you see your patterns, help you see how you show up, help you step into somatic healing. Once you have moved through that healing process, you can finally start to remove all of your limitations, all of your limiting beliefs, desensitize those triggers, those things that can make you feel so shaky when you're out trying to engage with someone, or so afraid of engaging that you just go into isolation. When you finally start to desensitize those triggers, heal the nervous system, understand why you do what you do, this is when you will start to regain your strength. You'll clearly be able to see who you can trust and who you can't. You will learn to trust yourself and not take chances with those who aren't trustworthy. You'll also be able to see that you know when you can trust someone and when you can't. You'll also be able to trust yourself in how you show up. You won't have to walk on eggshells or put on a mask or wear some sort of persona to keep everyone happy. You will learn how to keep yourself safe, even in authenticity. And you will learn that nothing can hurt you because you are your sense of safety. Your sense of safety comes from within and it cannot be taken from you. You will increase your resilience and your resourcefulness. You will become more distress intolerant, so you can tolerate more stress. And best of all, you will become intimately connected with the divine. It opens you up to this expansive experience of abundance and unlimited potential. No longer will you be restricted by your subconscious or limiting beliefs or your nervous system that believes these beliefs are necessary to stay safe. You'll finally be able to move through life uninhibited, fully unified, mind, body, and soul, all driving in one direction towards your manifestations that you're manifesting with intention. You'll be able to tap into your abundance birthright and awaken your gifts and talents that have been suppressed by your unhealed wounds. Finally, you'll be able to find and step into your purpose. So the choice is yours. In any moment, you can choose to steer the ship in a new direction. So now that you know why you continue to get hurt by other people, you get to choose. Will you continue to do things as you are, allowing people to hurt you? Or will you commit to healing, becoming whole, and admitting that, knowing that you deserve love and respect, which will command it from other people? The choice is yours. So choose wisely. I love you, my friends. Namaste.